Forget everything you think you know about this finale. Forget the laser fights. Forget the White House brawl. Forget every fan theory you have read on Reddit in the past 2 weeks. Because the official trailer for The Boys Season 5 finale, titled Blood and Bone, is not showing you a battle. It is showing you a trap. And here at Drama Crypt, we caught the thread that is going to flip your entire understanding of this show upside down. Tomorrow, May 20th, The Boys closes its curtain with the dirtiest, most emotionally devastating trick in television history. And this trick is not built on muscle or firepower. It is built on the one weakness that has been destroying Homelander his entire life: his emotional hunger. His desperate, pathetic, all-consuming need to be a father. So buckle up, because this is going to hurt. Everyone saw it in the trailer. That reunion shot. Ryan running toward Homelander, arms open, emotionally charged, visually stunning. And immediately, Reddit exploded. Ryan is joining his father. Ryan is turning on Butcher. The son is choosing the monster. But here is the terrifying truth that nobody is talking about. That hug is not a reunion. That hug is a death sentence. After losing Frenchie in episode 7, a death that absolutely shattered us, and knowing that his own body is dying from the Kessler situation and the cancer eating him alive, Butcher came to a brutal conclusion. There is no way to get close enough to Homelander with a syringe. The man is essentially a god at this point, especially after V1. You cannot sneak up on him. You cannot overpower him. You cannot trick him with brute force. So Butcher stopped thinking like a soldier and started thinking like a father. He looked at Ryan, the one person on Earth that Homelander would open his arms to without hesitation. And he made the coldest, most calculated decision of his entire life. He is going to use the boy. Here is where the theory locks into place so perfectly, it almost feels like the writers are daring us to figure it out. Ryan is the only Supe on the planet who was born naturally. No compound V injection, no lab, no corporate experiment. He came into the world as himself, which means the Supe-killing virus does not destroy his cells. It does not kill him. It just lives inside him, temporarily, like a biological passenger. Butcher figured this out. And Butcher being Butcher, he did not see a child. He saw a delivery system. The plan is this. Inject the virus into Ryan's bloodstream, possibly directly into the bone marrow, which is exactly why the episode is called Blood and Bone, and let him carry it long enough to be weaponized. Not killed, just used. And then, when Homelander sees his son walking back toward him with open arms, when he feels that emotional gravity pulling him in, when every broken and starving piece of his psychology screams at him to grab that boy and never let go, he does. He pulls Ryan in. He squeezes him with everything he has. And the virus transfers, skin to skin, blood pressure against blood pressure, bone against bone. Now imagine what that scene looks like on screen. Homelander is crying. Actually crying. From joy, from relief, from the desperate belief that maybe, finally, he gets to have this one thing. His son, his legacy, his proof that he is capable of love. And then the light in his eyes starts to dim. And he feels it. That burning, that dissolving sensation spreading through his veins from the inside out. And he looks at Ryan, and he understands. The child he was willing to burn the entire world for is the one who put the poison in his blood. Not with rage, not with hatred, with a hug. With the one language Homelander never learned to defend against. Emotional intimacy. This is not just the end of Homelander's power. This is the destruction of his ego, his pride, his entire identity. Because he is not going to die as a warrior in battle. He is not going to die as a god struck down by equals. He is going to die because he was emotionally naive. Because he trusted blood. Because the thing that killed him was the love he never learned how to receive without destroying. But here is where it gets even darker. Because this is not just about Homelander. The trailer opens with Butcher delivering that line. We need to end the whole bloody notion of Supes. and that sentence does not come from the Butcher we have been following for 5 seasons. That sentence comes from Joe Kessler, the sadistic entity that has taken over Butcher's mind completely. Kessler does not want to stop Homelander and call it a day. Kessler wants to erase every living being on Earth that carries Compound V in their DNA. That means the White House confrontation that everyone is rushing toward in this trailer is not a street brawl. It is a biological extermination trap, and Butcher built it for everyone. Friends and enemies alike. Kimiko is heading there full of rage after Frenchie's death. Starlight is back at full power. The Seven and the boys are all converging on the same location, and Butcher knows this. He engineered this. The moment Homelander starts to weaken from Ryan's infected embrace, Butcher is going to lock every door in that building and release the virus through the central air conditioning system. One room, everyone in it. No way out. This is not a final battle. This is a gas chamber dressed up as a showdown. Eric Kripke confirmed it himself. Jensen Ackles filmed his last scenes in episode 6, and Soldier Boy will not appear in the finale. And Marie Moreau from Gen V is absent because the show was cancelled so suddenly that her storylines could not be wrapped up in time. Most people are reading these absences as disappointments. We are reading them as deliberate removals of the only 2 people who could have stopped this. Soldier Boy's radiation blast is one of the very few things powerful enough to counter what Homelander has become. Gone. Marie Moreau's blood manipulation, her ability to control the very substance that the virus travels through, could theoretically save someone mid-infection. Gone. The chessboard has been cleared. There is no backup plan. There is no last-minute rescue. The writers did not forget these characters. They removed the safety net on purpose. Picture the ending. Homelander's skin beginning to deteriorate. Kimiko and Starlight on the floor of the White House, lungs burning, the virus working through them as they realize too late what Butcher has done. And Butcher himself, standing behind glass, watching all of it with cold, hollow eyes. Not hatred, not satisfaction, just Kessler's conviction that this was the price that had to be paid. And then Huey, the only fully human person left standing, walking through the wreckage, finding Annie's body, looking up at Butcher through tears that carry zero fear, just disgust. Pure, quiet, devastating disgust. And saying the words that close out 5 seasons of this story. You won, Butcher. There is just nobody left to celebrate with you. And then Butcher feels it, the virus in his own bloodstream, because of course, he is not immune, he never was. He drops to his knees, coughing blood into the wreckage he built with his own hands, and dies slowly in the silence. The monster who became the thing he spent his whole life trying to destroy. Then the camera cuts. Not to grief. Not to Huey walking away into the sunset. Not to a memorial or a speech. It cuts to the Vought International headquarters. The door opens. Someone walks in slowly, sits down in the enormous chair at the head of the table, and faces away from the camera for just long enough to build the tension. Stan Edgar. Back. Calm. Lighting a cigar, while surveillance monitors show him the massacre at the White House. Homelander dead, Butcher dead, the boys gone. And he smiles. Because Vought was never Homelander. Vought was never the Seven. Vought is the system. The capitalist military machine that does not bleed and does not lose. Edgar always knew the Supes were just a product with an expiration date. He let Butcher and Homelander destroy each other, because that is what he needed. A clean slate. No more superhero headaches. Now he rebuilds. New weapons, new program, new marketing campaign, same machine. The screen goes black. Edgar's quiet laugh fades under the silence, and the show ends not with a hero standing over the wreckage, but with the quiet confirmation that human corruption is the one thing that never gets a kill count, because it never dies. There are no real heroes in this world. There never were. That is the theory. That is the thread. And if even half of this lands tomorrow night, The Boys will go down as one of the most brutally honest endings in television history. Drop your own theory in the comments. Tell us where you think we are wrong. Tell us what we're missed. And if this video helped you see the trailer differently, you already know what to do. We will see you on the other side of May 20th.